Have you ever wondered where you come from? Our stories began long before us, and in ancient times, knowing your family line was everything. The Bible, especially First Chronicles, lists names not just as history, but as a map of identity. After exile, the Israelites needed to remember who they were and reconnect with their roots and God. These genealogies were proof of belonging, showing they were descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Each name was a promise kept, a link in a chain that could not be broken. This wasn't just about the past, it was about rebuilding their future on the foundation of God's promises. Think of it like a river. Each name adds to the flow, carrying heritage and faith forward. For the Israelites, these lists were like a family album, giving stability in a world turned upside down. They were a powerful reminder, you are not lost or forgotten. Every person mattered, every family had a place in God's plan. These records gave comfort and strength, declaring, we are still here, we remember who we are. As we look at these chapters, let's see them as a testament to endurance, faith, and identity. They remind us that our connection to the past shapes our future. In God's story, every name counts. We all search for our place in the grand story of life. First Chronicles begins with Judah, the tribe destined for greatness. Judah's line was the royal line, leading to King David and ultimately the promised Messiah. The genealogy lists heroes like Caleb, a man of faith, and skilled craftsmen and leaders. Judah's tribe was diverse: kings, warriors, artisans, and farmers, each with a role in building the nation. These records helped people find their place and purpose within God's people. Tracing Judah's line was tracing hope, proof that God's promises endured. For those returning from exile, this unbroken chain meant God had not abandoned them. The royal line was intact, the promise of a future king remained alive. Judah's genealogy was more than history. It was a roadmap of redemption. It pointed forward to hope, led by a king from their own family. In the middle of Judah's family tree we find Jabez, a man whose story stands out. Named for pain, Jabez could have let his difficult beginning define him. Instead, he chose faith and prayed boldly to God. He asked for blessing, for his territory to be enlarged, for God's hand to guide him, and to be kept from causing pain. Jabez wanted more than comfort, he wanted his life to make a difference. His prayer was humble, recognizing true success comes from God, not from our own strength. Most beautifully, he asked not to bring pain to others, breaking the cycle of his name. The Bible simply says, and God granted what he requested. Jabez's story reminds us our past doesn't define our future. Through faith and prayer, God can turn pain into purpose. Even in a long list of names, one person's faith can change everything. Jabez's legacy is hope for anyone longing for a new story. God listens and answers. After Judah, the chronicler turns to other tribes: Simeon, Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh. Simeon's genealogy is brief, reflecting a smaller tribe absorbed by Judah, but their cities and victories are remembered. The eastern tribes, Reuben, Gad, and half Manasseh, were mighty warriors, strong as long as they trusted God. Their success was tied to faith. When they cried out to God, he answered. But when they turned away, disaster followed, exile and loss. This genealogy is a lesson. Faithfulness brings blessing, unfaithfulness brings ruin. The chronicler includes both triumphs and failures to teach loyalty to God. For the returning exiles, it was a warning. Your future depends on your commitment to God. It's a story of potential and peril, a call to choose faith. Among all the tribes, Levi was set apart for a sacred purpose. The Levites' inheritance was not land, but the Lord himself. They served in the tabernacle and temple as priests, musicians, and teachers. Their genealogy was carefully preserved, especially Aaron's line, because worship depended on true priests. Levites led worship, taught God's law, and kept Israel's spiritual life alive. Their music and service shaped the nation's faith. For the exiles rebuilding the temple, this was a blueprint for restoring worship. The Levites were the spiritual heartbeat of Israel, a reminder that serving God is the greatest inheritance.